Pretty boy, James Harden. Aiming at your boy.
Hey, what's good, Team Tommy? Today we got insane abilities of extinct animals that you did not know about. Now listen, I know one that they're not going to show that you guys didn't know about. So like back in like no, not 30 BC, like 3000 BC, maybe even before 3000 BC. Bro, so like you know how today they have like flying squirrels and like flying lizards and stuff like that. So like back then they had like the same thing, but like not the squirrels. It was a flying lizard. But listen. Imagine the flying lizard, but like giraffe size, bro. Giraffe size, bro. And listen, bro. It like its breath was hot enough to where it could breathe out fire type shit, bro. Bro, crazy, bro. I can only imagine what we about to learn in this one.
Who do you think it is? A horse, a gorilla, or a zebra? It's all of that combined. This is the Calicotherium, and it lived in territories of Eurasia and Africa in the Miocene epoch, the period when
Let me turn that
created
bitch
the
down a
most
little bit.
bizarre and surrealistic creatures. Thanks to such an unusual physique, this animal needed just one powerful right hook to knock any predator out. And that's not the only oddball with a unique superpower that existed long before us. In this video, I'll tell you what creature could break the sound barrier, who had a vacuum cleaner kind of mouth, who could move upside down, and most importantly, what were the most extraordinary features that extinct animals had?
What the?
Spoiler
What
alert,
is
one
that?
of these creatures I've just made up. Can you guess which one? Some remains of prehistoric animals are so unusual that they provoke fierce controversies among paleontologists. For instance, hallucigenia that lived in Canada and China more than 500 million years ago. Meet the beauty. No, wait, this way. Or maybe, well, even scientists took their time to figure out where its front, back, lower, and upper parts are. The thing is, scholars mistook its feet for tentacles growing on the body, while they thought that the back spikes were its feet. Apart from the skill of tricking scientists, this invertebrate presumably had a sophisticated set of teeth. Yeah, this mouth doesn't belong to Demogorgon from Stranger Things. It belongs to Hallucigenia. The creature had needle-shaped teeth, not only in its mouth, but also in its throat, so that it could suck up and grind food.
Oh, shit.
But to give you a chance to sleep peacefully tonight, let me clarify one thing. This beast was no bigger than a pinky and couldn't harm you in any way. Now, the Rack Scientific Brains Challenge is accepted
enough to
by
get in here and just
Opinia
hook on.
regalis that was the size of a piece of chalk. It lived in present-day Colombia and Canada around 500 million years ago. And again, scientists couldn't tell what was in this creature right away. It turned out that it swam upside down, and its 5 eyes were located on the back of its head. What's more, researchers were confused by the tail of the Diplodocus that lived in Colorado. What is this? A whip for prehistoric horseback riding? The tail was 14 meters long, which is approximately 7 Michael Jordans. Scientists suggest that Diplodocus could even break the sound barrier when swinging its tail back and forth at high speed. This supersonic punch helped the animal protect itself from predator attacks.
Oh.
Quite a convenient self-defense method, right? There were also creatures with specific features that their modern descendants would gladly inherit. At first glance, Onalaschka stylus tomidai from the Aleutian Islands is a regular hippopotamus of our era. So what's so special about it? Its mouth. The modern animal that descended from this genus also has quite a terrifying muzzle. But that ancient beast could pull its jaws together and suck plants up while easing the whole process with its powerful muscles. In other words, that was a prehistoric hippopotamus that had a vacuum cleaner instead of a mouth. Modern snakes could also improve their technique of food consumption. But for that, they'd need feet like those that Tetrapodopus amplectus from Brazil used to have. It lived 110 million years ago, and its feet were very tiny.
Nah, bro.
just
Snakes
1
have feet today,
centimeter
bro.
long,
I would be so
roughly
uncomfortable.
the size of a regular paperclip. They help the snake better grab its prey, for example, small birds. In their turn, feathered animals defended themselves from predators of that kind using maces on their wings. Or at least something like this was found on the body of the Rodriguez solitaire from the island of Rodriguez. This bird is a relative of the dodo that went extinct in the 18th century. It also was flightless and was the size of a goose. Rounded, thick cartilages that looked like maces were located on its wings and helped it defend itself. Although they were no bigger than a human belly button, those spheres let the birds break their attackers' bones. However, some prehistoric animals were born with specific characteristics that were rather more troublesome than helpful. What could be a nuisance of that sort? For example, one dinosaur species was unfortunate enough to have short hands. But I'm not talking about the Tyrannosaurus. I mean the Carnotaurus that occupied territories of modern Argentina. T-Rex's forelimbs were quite strong, letting them hold on to their opponent while fighting with it. As for the Carnotaurus, its hands were no longer than that of a 10-year-old child. They couldn't be used anyhow at all. It's still unclear why evolution was so cruel to Carnotaurus. If it lived nowadays, a Carnotaurus could at least ride a bike and shout, "Look, Mom, go ahead!" Now, this Mexican gopher called Ceratogalus had
No,
a
that's kind of
complete
racist,
set
bro.
of proper limbs and even a small bonus on top of that, and that's the horns. You may think it used them for digging, but no. The horns were placed at an angle that made them barely suitable for such tasks. Most likely, everything they did caused a migraine, and that's why modern gophers have given up this uncomfortable headwear. And now, I want you to take a long, hard
couldn't
look
use it
at
for defense?
Dreadnoughtus. It was the most giant terrestrial animal that has ever existed, and it lived in Argentina 86 million years ago. This dinosaur was 26 meters tall. That's a bit shorter than 2 Hollywood signs placed on top of each other. Dreadnoughtus weighed 65,000 kilograms, and that's more than 7 Tyrannosauruses. Try to guess what kind of problems a cool guy like this could have. It was so huge that finding enough food to feed oneself was pretty challenging. Being just the most enormous fellow won't do. You have to be the most ferocious one, like these thugs. When it comes to the strongest extinct animals, the first beast that comes to mind is the Tyrannosaurus we've talked about a lot today. And we've already shattered the myth that this dinosaur from North America had the shortest
But
hands.
what movie had
Let's
a
move
T-Rex
to the
going
theory
against a
that
lion?
The Tyrannosaurus could only see moving objects. That's a total lie, too. Actually, T-Rexes had one of the best eyesight of all the animals. Today, we think that the sharpest eyes belong to eagles, since they can see things 3.6
Is that an
times
eagle's
better
vision?
than humans. At
Nah,
the
they
same
gotta be
time,
able to see,
the
like,
eyesight
deep
of
into cracks and
T-Rexes
shit.
was no less than 13 times better than ours. We can sight objects located 1.6 kilometers away, but a T-Rex could easily see them even if they were 6 kilometers away. In fact, it could take a tour of Hillwood Estate.
Look out some window and watch what they're doing there at the White House.
But even having a keen vision like that, this dinosaur wouldn't spot Enigma broma, a prehistoric giant octopus that could be found in the Pacific Ocean. Just like its descendants, it could skillfully disguise itself. Besides, it had small lumps on the head that
Bro, that's
resembled
nuts, bro.
horns. It's doubtful that it used them as means of defense. The worst
Like,
they
it's
could do
crazy
was
what, like, is
tickling
just
the shark's
underwater,
stomachs.
bro. We have
Maybe
no
the horns
idea,
help
bro.
the
We've only
octopus
discovered
flip
like
rocks
5%
while
of the
searching for
ocean, bro.
fish. The most exciting part is that Enigma broma could be a relative of the animal you've already been introduced to.
Bro, what if that thing is
Hallucigenia.
still real?
Their teeth look very similar, several rows of sharp needles. But this time, I'm afraid I can't put you at ease because unlike little harmless Hallucigenia, Enigma broma was 11 meters long.
Nah,
That's
bro.
like 2.7 giraffes. you'll see him in your next nightmare. All right, no need to freak out. In this prehistoric gang, there was a giant that could beat the undersea venom. And that is Mosasaurus, a mighty predator who lived in the waters of Europe
But
and
that's
North
by
America
far,
70
by far,
million years
by
ago.
far, by far, by far, by far, the scariest fish that like I would ever like. That's by far that's my top choice of fish. I said chips. Man, I'm hungry as fuck. A fish that I would never want to see, bro. A fish that I would never want to see, bro. It's like a whale, alligator, shark mix. But fast. But like, no.
Its length could reach up to 17 meters, which is approximately 2 London buses. In fact, that was the most dangerous creature of the ocean throughout the whole Cretaceous period. It looked like a giant crocodile
Wow.
with fins that helped it move under the water. In this case, it won't be shameful to say, thank God it went extinct. Well, I think it's time to figure out which of these ancient animals with odd features is nothing more
Like,
than
no
a
offense to the
figment
fish.
of my
Well, I'm sure some
imagination.
of the fish are happy
The
too.
horned gopher, the bird with maces, or maybe the giant dinosaur that could crush any of the letters of the Hollywood sign in one move of its foot. Any other suggestions? Share your ideas in the comments.
Well, shit, Team Tommy. I hope you learned something today. You learn something new every day. I hope you learn something from me. But if not, fuck it. Shit, Team Tommy. Have a great day. Love, peace, and chicken grease.